Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Just kidding. You won't believe how much has happened over the past week. I edited the video 2 weeks ago, but I published it 1 week ago, and I hope that I will publish this on Saturday at like 6 p.m. But no, that's not possible because it's 3 p.m. right now, so maybe you're thinking you might have started earlier. I didn't start earlier, not because of laziness, but it had a better purpose. I was making a profile picture from yesterday and banner. It took me around 10 hours. I did the first 80% yesterday and then I finished it today at 12 p.m. because I had to edit it, I had to make it into a banner and stuff. So I think it's pretty crazy to have a new profile picture after 2 years. Like I said, just the drawing took approximately 10 hours and then some editing. I'll change it depending on the time finishing this video. If I won't have time, then I'll publish this and then go to sleep. But hopefully that won't happen because I wanna go to sleep at 9. I'm not a professional drawer, I'm just a beginner, so if you have any complaints about the drawing that it's bad, that it's unrealistic, then you might have heard that I left a blooper there in the voiceover. I think it's more natural, so I'll keep some in the voiceover. Fun fact, by the way, I'm sick and I wanna tell you about it. Settle down, take some popcorn and whatever. Really quickly before that, these tiles, they were so expensive. The counter that I made it for costs 100k. Can you believe that? It's a little section as well. Continuing. 1 week ago on Thursday, so before publishing the last video, which was the exterior for this, which I don't know if will be public still, I noticed that I had a sore throat. Whenever I swallowed, I felt pain. I thought nothing about it. I was like, okay, it's bearable. I can deal with that. And then I made it through Friday, Saturday, and then on Sunday. My mother came back from her trip. I started coughing as well on Sunday, and my sister noticed. Probably she told mom, because then my mother came into my room and said, "Are you feeling okay?" I was like, "No, I feel pain whenever I swallow," and she was like, check your temperature. So I checked my temperature and it was 37.2 degrees Celsius, which is above normal, but it's not a fever. I immediately cancelled my swimming lesson. That means I stayed at home. My mother decided that I should go to the doctor. The next day, I asked her if that meant I won't be going to school tomorrow, and she was like, yeah. I didn't like that because this week there were some pretty important tests which I didn't want to skip. I texted my friend who I sit next to in class that I won't be coming to school on Monday, and it was like, no, why? And I was like, yeah, I have to go to the doctor to check if I'm alright. It is weird that I have a sore throat for 3 days. The next day I stay at home, and then at 10 p.m. at 10 a.m. I go to the doctor. The doctor took a throat swab which checks for bacteria, and they said that the results will be tomorrow at 10 a.m. I think, or in the morning if it will be negative. If not, they said that we should call them at 10 a.m. on Wednesday. Monday evening, my mom says that I should stay at home until the results come in. So I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. On Tuesday, still no results. But I started making this coffee shop, if I remember correctly. I called my mom in the afternoon to ask her if they called her, and she was like, no, they did not. On Wednesday, though, we were supposed to write a test in history class. I didn't want to skip that. If you are there, you get an empty sheet of paper. The questions get shown on the screen. And if you are not there, then the teacher will test you orally. It's just the history teacher though. I didn't do it once, luckily, but now I will have to. It's still ahead of me. I think that it's unfair as you get a set number of questions, for example 10. On the other hand, the teacher can ask you orally how many questions they want to. The only advantage is that it takes time from the class. I asked classmates what they did in school, and that day in the evening I finished the notes. But which reminds me that I didn't finish the notes from Friday. I completely forgot to mention. On Monday, I looked at my friend's story, the one who I sit next to in class, like I said before, and there was a transaction for approximately $25. I asked him, "What did you spend it for?" And he said, ChatGPT. And then another classmate sent me a message, the one that I asked for notes. They said that I should beware because the friend threatened with buying the ChatGPT Plus, I don't know how it's called, to solve images for him. And then they said that he can't survive without me, which completely melted my heart. Wednesday, 10:44, I get a call from mother. I pick it up with saying, "So, how's it?" And she said that they found something and that it's a bacteria named Haemophilus influenzae. Influencer. And right when I'm calling with my mother, I immediately text to the classmate because I told him that I might go to school on Wednesday. I immediately say to him that I found this bacteria, and then he uses his ChatGPT subscription to find what it is, and then it told him some dangerous and deadly causes that the bacteria can do, and I was like, what the hell? And then I look it up myself. There were some dangerous things as well, dangerous causes, including suffocation. At the time, I wasn't calling with my mom anymore. I looked at a few websites, then I realized maybe 3 minutes later that it's deadly for babies or people with lowered immunity. I'm still not sure about that. I didn't look further into it, but if the bacteria could do something like that to me, then I was pretty lucky to get the least dangerous symptoms, which were sore throat, cough. Is that it? The slightly above average temperature. But there is a problem. I thought that I will be going to school on Thursday, 100%. On that day, we had planned 2 tests, one on math and one on an unspecified subject. And I didn't want to miss that, which I had to stay at home because a bacteria, whoa, scary. Like with the history test, I still didn't attend these tests. I haven't been in school since Monday. And oh, the classmate is the greatest. On Friday, he sent me completely marked test. I love you so much. There is a possibility that I might go to school on this Thursday. I think on Wednesday evening, my mother came home and she gave me a box with antibiotics, and I took the first one at 7 p.m. I should take it twice a day. I should take it for 1 week, which ends at Wednesday evening, if I'm correct. Because there are 14 of them, or Wednesday morning, I'm not sure, or Thursday morning. I don't know, I'm confused. I'll go to school on Thursday, and if I'm not feeling it, then it will be the next Monday. This week I started chatting with a classmate, which I ask for notes when I'm absent. We started messaging in English, but not how you write it, but how you say it. In Czech, you usually say the words as they are written, but when we look at English, it's very different. We have more letters in the alphabet. It might sound weird too. Anyway, just imagine that we are talking like when you search on Google for a word and then pronunciation. but a lot worse. I don't want to show you, but every single message, even when they were describing me what they were doing in class. It's kind of cute, though a disadvantage is that it takes longer to write what we want to. That's another random thing, but that's what's yapping about. Oh god, it's already 5:30 p.m. I'll finish yapping about this week and then I'll end the voiceover and then there will be the tour and then the end of the video. It's funny that on Wednesday and Thursday they did almost nothing. That day I wanted to play on a modded Minecraft server and I joined some all the mods 10 server. It has over 500 mods, which is a lot, and even my computer can barely handle it. So if you are able to play all the mods 10, then ask me on the Instagram that could be in the description. I'll have to put a reminder in the beginning of the video as a text that you should check the description. I don't know why I stopped after saying beginning and especially the O part. Anyway, Minecraft server, I'll have to reset my progress, start from zero and find a good spot for a base. I love tech, but I'd also like to get to building. I like the All the Mods packs, but I never got to the All the Mods star. I never even tried it. And I played it alone always, and then I said that I feel pretty lonely, so I wanted to try out the server. The only thing is that it lags a lot. I'll stop talking about that because this is a bloxburg channel, especially a bloxburg video. I might post a Minecraft video. I'm not planning it, by the way. Last work day of the week is Friday. I especially didn't want to miss out. That day we have 3 hours of, you could say, practical class. The whole class is divided into 3 groups of 10, and I'm in a group where all of the classmates are boys. I wanted to say that no one takes notes. I don't think someone takes notes in the other groups. So if I'm absent in that class, then I will miss out on things because there will be a test. Let me look at my phone. 12 p.m. a classmate from the group sends lyrics to a song, which it is a really weird song. 1:46, another classmate from a group sends a video of someone singing the song, and then a voice memo from the first classmate. Pretty cool. So I missed out on a lot of fun. The teacher for this particular class, he's very quiet. Like, it is a problem that it is in a studio where there are all the acoustic foams, so there's not a single sound. It's so quiet there. If you just move an inch, well, I don't know why I said an inch because we have centimeters here, but if you move an inch, everyone can hear it. And the problem is, if you don't eat before the class, then everyone can hear your belly growling. So the teacher is really quiet, but I forgot that one day a classmate from another group said that the teacher sometimes raises their voice. So he's like, so you'll be doing this and then that. And he did it. When he did it for the first time, I jumped so hard. Everyone jumped so hard. And then for the second time, I just expected that he will do that, and he actually did. I was the only one taking notes, and I was taking it on my tablet. I took it from my bag in the middle of the class, so it made a lot of noise. He looked at me and he was like, oh my god, I hope you are not writing every single word I say because then I will be in trouble. And I was like, no, what? He takes the tablet and he says, okay, this is fine. But I don't plan on writing down notes on the next class because then I miss out on the practical stuff when he's showing something. I'm talking about the last Friday, by the way. Also, I have a case on my tablet, but I put it into a position where the logo on the back can be seen. He was talking normally and then he just said, so let's ask the Apple sheep a question. Oh my god. Yes, I'm using an iPad, but it's from 2017 or something. Why the hell would you call me an Apple sheep or Apple fanboy. He didn't call me exactly Apple sheep because I don't know how I could translate that into English. I hope that you get the point. Literally, the guy that sent the lyrics to the song has probably the newest iPad. That was last Friday, and on this Friday, I spent the whole afternoon and evening making the profile picture. Uh, the background was pretty easy to make, but the character was so hard to make because yeah, I'm a beginner. The face, it was so time consuming. Like, I wouldn't say it was hard, it just took a lot of time. Attempts, I mean. I know I'm a beginner, yeah, yeah. For the almost 11-hour effort, here's the profile picture again. It doesn't look entirely like that because it went through editing. Yeah, let's get to the tour. I feel like the arm is too short, but if I won't be lazy, then I'll fix it in the future. I tried to make the same pose, but it looked the same. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention because it is a yapping session. I made decals for it. And you know that I hate making decals. So yeah, but I enjoyed making the decals. I went through my fridge content and I set up random prices. They might be too expensive or too cheap, but yeah, we'll see in the future. Maybe when I open it. I didn't want to count the portions, but I know that in the past I made a menu and I had to cook every single dish that's in Bloxburg. I knew that there is a wiki saying that if you put it into an oven, then it's 8 portions or something like that. I don't know. It's separated into some categories, but I didn't understand it, so I counted it by myself and then put the price higher, so I made some profit. What? What the hell just happened? But yeah, I knew that I won't be making much money from it. It was for entertainment more than business. Delivery person was much more profitable back in the time. I'm not sure if you can make more money thanks to the school job increase. I have an increase of 10% now and I want to max it out as soon as possible. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that the future videos will be the same scheme as this one. If I'll have things to yap about, of course. I could talk about how my day was though, anytime. See you later. I'll freak out if I won't post a video for a month. We'll see. But Instagram will have the job to inform you of reasons why I'm not publishing videos. If you've made it this far, you are an awesome person and have a good attention span.